Life as a game developer isn't always about software alone. Sometimes things break down, and that's alright. Unless it's your PC and you are a game developer, then it's hell on earth. But first, a message from our sponsors. Nope. No sponsor? Bummer. But I'm going to do a small giveaway at the end of this video either way, because I have a bit of extra hardware that needs a new home. For context about why I have some spare hardware, please watch the rest of this video. If you haven't yet, meet Jack, my not so trusty companion. Jack has been built for speed with an Nvidia 4090 graphics card, 64GB of RAM and a few very sweet blazingly fast SSDs. And one epic 14th generation Intel i9. Oh wait, aren't these the processors that are currently in the news because they are breaking down all the time? Especially when doing stuff like shader compilations, which happens to happen every time I create a Unity build? Yep. Yeah, so about a month ago, Jack was starting to blue screen every time she needed to perform. Almost every time I wanted to create a test build for whatever project, she would blue screen. I tried it all, lowering her turbo clock speeds, disabling XMP profiles, you know, all the nerdy BIOS stuff that I've learned over the years, to no avail. And it actually took me a while to understand that it wasn't Unity killing my PC, but it was the Intel 4th generation i9 being just faulty hardware. Her brain was broken and she needed a transplant badly. So 2 weeks ago I gave her a temporary new thinker and she has been rocking an annoyingly slow i3 processor ever since. Now truth be told, the CPU is actually pretty good, but my game project Cyberdam is currently too heavy to properly run in the editor on it, which means I haven't been able to work on it for quite a while, which is starting to really piss me off. But today's the day. Jack will receive her new, improved and hopefully stable i9 brain. And because this is such a special occasion, Jack has consented to a public surgery. First I got to make sure I release any sort of static electricity from my body before touching the insides of a PC. And generally it's enough to touch a radiator or something. Personally, I stopped doing this for years and I've never killed any hardware before. But for Jack, I'm happy to make an exception. So, here we go. Now, because this GPU is an absolute massive beast and it's very much in the way, I'll need to remove it. I was hoping it would fit inside this anti-static bag, but it doesn't. Never mind. Now let's remove the CPU radiator fans and unscrew the radiator itself. When building Jack, I had thought of putting an IAO in to fix the insane high temperatures of these latest Intel CPUs. But I heard a lot of tales from PC enthusiasts that they will dry out over time and that a proper Noctua CPU cooler will never disappoint. Now let's remove and clean the i3. And let's find a good place to store it. Time for the i9. I got some brand new Arctic MX6 thermal paste to make sure the contact between the CPU and the cooler is optimal. I've watched quite a few videos on the correct way to apply thermal paste over the years and my conclusion is as follows. If the cooling hardware is of good quality, it'll probably already make proper contact with the CPU and it won't really matter how the paste is applied, as long as it's there. I've tried the single bead, the X, the smiley, and now I'll go with the 5 dots. I have never seen any real differences between them. And now I've got to put the thing back on the thing and put the rotating thingies into place, and all that is left to put in the monster GPU again and make very sure that the connector is connected properly. as these things apparently have a tendency to melt.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Yay! And the operation is done. It was a complete success. The patient will live. In my years as a game dev, I've almost always built the office PCs myself to save a bit of money and to make sure that they were actually built correctly. The few times that I had bought a custom but pre-made PC, they always had issues and I actually had to send them back. So if people tell me they are looking to get a new PC, I always recommend them to just build their own, or I'll help them build it. It's really not that difficult to do, and I find it quite fun to do if I can take my time doing it. Otherwise, I will just hurt my hands and bleed all over the place. Alright, one last stop before wrapping up this video, and it's a nice one. I happen to have a spare i3 processor, which has been used only for 2 weeks and only by an old lady who didn't know how to drive. I'm probably never gonna use it again, so I would like to, well, make sure it goes to someone who has a good use for it. So if you let me know in the comments of why you would need this processor, I'll very subjectively pick the one that I think is best for future use of this processor and ship it to you at my expense. Worldwide. I'll also publicly reply to the comment that I think is best. Just so you know. Bye! Now that I've found a new good home for my i3 processor and Jack got her new brain, I can finally continue working on Cyberdam. It's been way too long and a video update on the project is long overdue. I'm starting to get behind schedule and I'll leave you to your liking and subscribing business, and I really hope to see you next week.